Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to change out the stepper motors for this speedometer in a 2005 Chevy Silverado. It's raining outside, so I had to bring you guys in the truck. Pulling the speedometer out is relatively easy. We want to drop the shifter down, lock your wheels, or hit the emergency brake. And just start pulling on this housing. 4 bolts, they are 9/32. Now you'll see at the moment we have way too much fuel or way too little fuel, I don't know. And we're doing 140 miles an hour. I'm gonna drop this shifter back down out of my way, pull out on the speedometer. And then just disconnect the electrical cable. There we go. This gray one I had to apply a bunch of pressure to right here. We'll start by pulling the face of the speedometer off. There's clips around it that you're going to need to pop out. We'll start with the face. We're just going to lift up on these tabs, start separating the face off, then just push forward and it'll unclip the bottom. First I'll break the needles loose and then pry up on them to get them out. To break them loose, just twist them past their stop point. So I had problems with both the speedometer and the fuel gauge in this, but I'm going to replace all the motors while I'm in here. Motors that I'm going with are X27 168s, which is not going to be what we see inside of here, but these are going to be an upgraded version. Now we'll pop the back plate, same process. So these are C5 168s in here. We've got 6 stepper motors on here. I actually got 7 in a kit. I think it was about $20. I'll put a link in the description. Now I'm going to start changing these stepper motors. I've already taken the speedometer motor and changed that, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So we've got 6 of them on this. There is a spot for a 7th for another gauge. I'm not sure what gauge that would have been. I'm going to start by cleaning my tip and tinning it. On the back side of the board, you'll find 4 solder joints for each motor. Right here, I've got a solder sucker. So I'm just going to heat up the solder joint. And suck the solder off of them. Now the pins are kind of bent over, so I'm going to straighten them up. Now you should be able to pull your motor off, but if it's still stuck, you might still have a little solder in one of the joints. So kind of rock it around. We got that one. Now I'll grab a new motor. There's alignment pins on it, there and there. So I'm just gonna line those up, make sure all the pins pop through, and then press it on until it sits flush. Now I'll just resolder the joints. And we'll move on to the next. This Weller soldering iron. It's a little bit expensive. I think it was $150, $200 range, but I absolutely love it because you can adjust the heat to it. Now that we're all soldered back in, we can go to reassembling the speedometer. So we're going to take our board and put it back on the back cover. Then we'll add our speedometer face, and that's just going to clip down into place. Now we're going to add our needles. So what we're going to do for this is push them onto the stepper motors. Then we're going to bring them counterclockwise till they stop, and then it'll slide on the shaft and then bring it back basically to the home position. I'm actually going to place them just under the bottom. So right with the orange line, I'm just going to go just below it. Now, before putting the face back on it, I'm going to go plug this back in and see if I think that's where they need to be or if I got to tweak them a little bit more. Now, I will plug this guy back in. And we are actually looking really good. So now I'm going to put the face on it. A couple alignment pins here, and now we just reinstall our bolts. Now we add our bezel, and clip this back in place. Now I'm going to unblock the rear tire. We'll take it for a ride, see if speedometer works. So everything works, but I do have my scanner plugged into this as well, and I see that my tach is reading about 100 over and my speedometer is reading about 3 over. So I am going to pop this back off and make a small adjustment to it. When I pulled the face back off here, I adjusted the speedometer and the tach. Those are on point. And when I filled the tank, an angle right there, she's full, and double checked all the gauges against what I could in my scanner and what I think they should be. You know, we run about 40 psi on the oil pressure, so when it's running, it's there. And on the battery, run about 12 volts, and we're right about there right now. So the only thing left to do is name the truck. I was thinking Silverado, but we found the name tag inside the dash here, so Peggy D, what do you think? Leave it in the comments, let me know what you think, and let's name this thing. Thanks for watching. See you later.